Admonition the 33rd. Sheds should always be surprising. That weekend, the weekend of Kate's visit, and consequently the lift to wee Willie the sweep, we finally moved into the shed. Well, that was the aim. Kate had been invited to celebrate our new adventure and see us into our brand spanking new residence. As it happened, we weren't quite finished. Not only had we had to sort out our water supply, see Admonition at the 28th, but we were short of an internal wall or two because my quantity surveying skills were not quite up to scratch at that point, as illustrated by my precipitous trip to the Goyle rather than the Gilp some weeks before to remedy that perilous shortfall of foundational materials. That all said, Kate was up for camping and Sadie was raring to go and give the stove and the new kitchen a try-out. I spent the evening with Mike at the bar in the hotel, ensuring that we were sufficiently recharged for the labour of the following morning with flavourful beverages from fine ales and filling sustenance prepared by Michael the hotel. We'd left Kate and Sadie with kindling, lumber offcuts and plenty of alcohol to get them through the night. And get through the night they did until about 4 a.m, when they were awoken by cracks and scratches and groans from directly underneath the shed. The noises were intermittent, random, and occasionally very loud. It was as if something or someone was kicking the joists, or was butting the upstands, or something. With Kate awake too, they tried to work out what was causing the noise. They posited foxes, and then badgers. Discounted owls or deer, decided cats, capercaillie and pheasants were very unlikely, settled on sheep, then discarded that idea along with coos given the constrained space. Rats were not an explanation given their absence in the glen. They finally alighted on revenants, buried in the ground under the shed by some previously undiscovered sect of devil-worshipping Celtic druidry, disturbed by the proximity of living flesh and blood, with particular reference to brains. They chuckled and went back to sleep, still serenaded by the inexplicable but infrequent noises. The day dawned fresh and clear, with the sun slanting in through the back windows of the red shed. Sadie woke Kate with a cup of coffee, and they drank it on the freshly built front step, breathing in the pine-scented air, and watched dew, floating webs and multitudinous insect life drift across the view of the monumental Douglas firs planted by Angus Fletcher. As they chatted about their tumultuous night and their discovery that their zombie infestation had actually been a rank of 5-litre plastic bottles left under the shed the day before, they became aware of a slow crunch of tyre over gravel. The sound became louder, if no less furtive, until the nose of a grey estate emerged from behind the rank of Lelandii along the drive. Sadie stood immediately, shading her eyes, trying to see who it was who'd have the temerity to drive down at just past 7 on a Sunday morning. She later reported that as soon as the windscreen slid into view, the car stopped dead, nose dipping at the sudden brake action. As if, she said, the driver was shocked to see a bloody great red shed had been erected in the grounds overnight. There was a pause, the kind of pause in which you could sense they were deciding whether it was to be fight or flight. Whoever it was chose flight. It felt like they'd been shocked to see the shed, and then even more shocked to find there were people looking right back at them. The gears crunched, and the car backed away. We could hear it all the way back to the corner, the car making that whine they do when they reverse too quickly. There was more crunching, squeaking, spilling of gravel, and then the roar of the engine as they went back over the bridge at high speed. By the time Kate and I got to look down the drive, whoever it was gone. It was all very odd. Salvages? I asked. Car was too smart, too new, said Kate. Looked like a Saab or an Audi. Not your average builder's wagon by any means. Well, not any builders I know. Then who was it, do we think? No idea. A nosy Parker, replied Sadie. But on a Sunday? At 7?